Hi everybody, this is Mother. I'm going to do another subscriber requested video. This is requested by Aaric Lupo, and he requested me top 5 favorite scenes in Godzilla 2014. Now, taking notes, or taking minds, whatever, that there was a lot of epic shots in this film, so it's very hard just picking 5 and listing them in order, and also picking ones to delete out of the list. So it was a very hard. So anyway, now let's get into the actual top 5 or whatever. Okay, so number 5, railroad scene. Specifically the scene whenever the soldiers are transporting the nuke through a train, and I believe they're going to San Francisco, I believe. And then the female Muta comes out of nowhere and then eats the nuke, or gives the nuke to the baby, all that stuff. But okay, first of all, CGI checkmark, awesome. The suspense is also very cool and pretty nice. And also the appearance of the female Muto. I would never expect the appearance of the female Muto to be how it was shown. I mean, I already knew there was going to be a monster in that scene. Specifically a Muto. I didn't really know which Muto was going to be, the wing Muto or the female Muto. But I did have a really big feeling it was going to be the female Muto. But just the entrance, how she entered was very surprising. Basically, it just showed this mountain, a regular mountain, but then out of nowhere, there's this weird shape moving from the mountain, and then it comes out of the mountain, and you totally notice that's a silhouette of the 8-legged Muto. So that's actually very nice. And also, I really love the scene with the 8-legged Muto ducking through the railroad. The railroad, and then inspecting the soldiers. It's kind of like that scene in Jurassic Park. I forgot what movie it was. But it was whenever there was this T-Rex looking at the main characters, and they had to stand still because if they move, they're dead meat basically. Which they did actually move. But that's basically the same exact thing with Jurassic Park, except with ginormous kaijus. And of course, we all know that Gareth Edwards is inspired by Steven Spielberg, and as we all know, or most of us know, Steven Spielberg directed Jurassic Park, the trilogy. But just overall, that scene was pretty epic. Now, number 4 is the Hawaii scene. Just overall, everything in the Hawaii scene is epic. The ginormous tsunami, it's a very weird scene in a Godzilla movie where Godzilla rises from the ocean and then causes a ginormous tsunami, causes chaos, millions, or actually thousands are drowning to death and all this stuff. And including that dog scene, I remember that. A lot of people call him a boomer because everybody's referring that from the nostalgia critic, But anyways, let's get into topic. But in the other Godzilla movies, Godzilla just rises from the ocean, doesn't cost anything, and then he just walks around and then just fights off his opponent. For example, in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, he rose up from the ocean and basically there is literally no waves at all. So basically, Godzilla got up and then beat up Mechagodzilla. Right here, just ginormous chaos. It creates a ginormous tsunami, and in the next scenes after that, we see the EMP blast or whatever, and then this jet losing its power or whatever, and then lands on the soldiers and all that stuff, and then including that epic shot where it's a blackout and then the lights turn on back again, and then we see the wing Muto about to destroy the train. That's an awesome scene right there, and then we see some jets flying by, shooting at the creature. And of course, the airport scene, the beautiful airport scene, whenever the helicopter crashing into this this jumbo jet airplane, and then there's a chain reaction, and then Godzilla's foot stomps down, and just the sound effects and the music in the background is amazing, perfect, top notch. I think I actually kind of like the WonderCon music a little better because they kind of changed it. But I actually prefer the WonderCon music that they used. Some people say that it didn't change at all, but in my opinion, it did actually kind of change drastically. But anyways, and I also really love the shot, of course, where the camera pans up and then Godzilla roars. But overall, the Hawaii scene is amazing. Anyways, and also, I really wish it didn't got cut, abruptly. I wish, they showed a little bit of the battle, and then somehow cut it and then show the kid, but not so abruptly how they did. But that's number 4. Number 3 is the Kiss of Death, or as one of my subscribers call it, the bird feeder. I think that's how it's called. Yeah, bird feeder. Why did I pick this as number 3 and not number 1 or number 2? Well, because, it wasn't really like a build up too much, which I kind of teased already what might be number 1. But anyway, it's not really too much of a build up. It's just kind of all of a sudden a little. Like but overall, let's get into the positives of that scene. Just overall, just the scene is amazing. The theme is very, very nice. And also, once Godzilla, I guess, decimates the female Mido, his roar is really, really drastically changed. But it sounds really awesome with the theme in the back. Just epic. Just overall epic in the CGI. Amazing. Just amazing overall. And, whenever Godzilla was, like, grabbing the female Mido's mouth, I thought it was going to do that cliche King Kong rip the throats scene, which I would be kind of disappointed if he did. But then I noticed his spikes starting glowing blue, and then I knew that he was going to do something amazing, and yes, he did something amazing. It made me have goosebumps of excitement. Everybody in my theater was actually clapping at that. It was just awesome, just so epic, and very, very creative, actually. Some people might say it's not really creative. I say it's kind of creative. I mean, I know they kind of went with the whole Peter Jackson, King Kong, where they ripped the mouth open or whatever, but they were also creative by actually thinking of Godzilla shooting a beam right into the female Mido's throat. That's actually very awesome to see. And of course, the CGI, as I already mentioned, amazing. Number 2, entrance of the winged Mido. Basically, what I'm trying to say is how the winged Mido escaped Janjira. Just overall, man, that was awesome. The music in the background, one of my favorite themes in the movie, or if not my favorite. Actually, I think it's one of my favorites. I don't think it is my favorite, like, out of all of them. I think it's one of my favorites. But man, the sound effects, the music was amazing. CGI, of course, like, marvelous. Marvelous. Just fantastic. It was gorgeous. And then I really love the scene where Aaron Taylor Johnson, I believe the truck or the car was like flipping all over place. Once it stopped flipping, I think he got out of the truck or car or whatever, and then looked up and then saw the winged Mido, and then the winged Mido was like stepping on all these soldiers, and then he flew away. That was amazing, that scene. I mean, there's also this other scene where it was basically Aaron Taylor Johnson just sees this Japanese man in this like crane, and then he falls off where the winged Mido's at. I mean, like, poor guy. But I just kind of like really like how they added that. I don't know why, just something about it. It's just pretty cool. I mean, I really feel super sorry for that guy if this was a realistic thing that happened in real life. But I just kind of like how they actually put that. So that's number 2, and number 1 is Godzilla first shooting the atomic beam. Why do I prefer this over the Kiss of Death? Because, as I mentioned earlier, it is a build-up. Basically, it looks like all hope is lost. It looks like the female Mido is about to kill Aaron Taylor Johnson. But then all of a sudden, there's this reflection in Aaron Taylor Johnson's face. It's blue. He looks around and then sees, of course, Godzilla's spikes from his tail glowing, and then it goes all the way up, and then boom, the awesome music comes in, and we see the beam and all that stuff, and like it really affects the female Mido, and the female Mido just plummets to the ground. It's just overall amazing. The score is awesome, the CGI is awesome, the build-up is epic, suspenseful, really suspenseful, which is amazing. That's what I really, really want to see. And I think actually the part that most of the people clapped in my theater is actually that specific scene whenever he first shots the atomic beam. Because in the Kiss of Death, we're kind of already used to the beam, but with Godzilla first shooting the beam, we're like not used to it yet, and then he shoots it, and we're like just amazed at the glorious CGI and all the detail they put into the beam, and just overall amazed that he even has a beam in this movie. So that's basically it for my top 5 list. And also, I forgot to mention that I am actually selling 3 t-shirts. I'll post the links in the description below if you can check them out yourself. And they're just 3. So, you guys can go ahead and buy them if you want. But yeah, I guess that is the closure for this video now. Tell me down below your top 5 favorite scenes in Godzilla 2014. So anyways, and for this video, subscribe, like, and comment. This is Mother Kaiju, signing out.